Welcome to Open Studio Livestream number 67. But in any event, what I have is my good old Canson's 14 by 17 inch paper taped down to my drawing board. I have it divided in half, so what does that give us roughly? 14 by, what is that, maybe 8.5 inch sections. And we're going to run a little bit of an experiment today, as usual. And we're going to start with our burnt willow vine charcoal. And we're just going to make a pretty big mess here. Both sheets. And what I have in mind, woke up with no game plan this morning. Had a cup of hot water with lemon and some fruit and a cup of coffee, and still had nothing in mind. Walked into my studio and said, okay, what should I do today? And if you've watched the channel, especially early on, you might know that I'm a big fan of tonalism. So George S., Burge Harrison, long list of just beautiful tonalist painters. There's modern day tonalists that are dedicated to that style of painting, but it's a movement that came up, let's call it in the early 1900s. And I thought, well, let's do a couple of experiments trying to create the tonalist look and feel using some of the mixed media elements that I've been using lately, and see how it works out. So that's what we're going to do. There's a little bit of chaos going on here right now. And that's okay. Let's start with chaos and see where it takes us. So far just my charcoal and a blending stick. Alrighty. Just pushing that charcoal around. Now, let's see. Go in so many different directions, but I think, one of the things that I enjoy about the tonalist movement are some of those twilight or even moon lit scenes. that you might get from time to time. So let's see, maybe I use maybe the lake in our community as inspiration here. For this one, come back in and put some additional marks in there to kind of build some depth. And let's see, maybe we'll do a winding river for this one. Fix that up a little bit. Change this a little bit here. Let's go up there. All right. Just want to get a broken piece of this to put some broader strokes in here. Yep, there we go. suburbs. There's a city here. Let's see. That's one down. And it's maybe a skyline. Right. Lighting stick. Lose some of these edges a little bit, and then we'll do some reduction of Alright, no reference photo here that I'm using in the background. This is just from imagination. But I've seen so many of these tonalist paintings and done master copies and other things, so yeah, I'm pretty comfortable just kind of mocking up ideas. Okay. Do some additional work with my kneaded eraser, and then we will lay in some watercolor. And I think for this scene here, we'll suggest the moon. It'll probably be, peeking through some clouds. Fix this up a little bit here and there. Treetops will be illuminated. Excuse me. All right, it's got a few broader marks in there again. Keep working on this sky. Light generated from the city. come through maybe with some watercolor and see what happens here. All right. Some fairly clean water here. My basic watercolors, and start with the scene here. We'll go with this kind of sap green color to start with. Not going to be a lot of strong color in this at all. Mixing it with my charcoal. Let's see. Make sure we those edges kind of looking a little diffused. Start a little lighter here. Got a lavender color. Let's see, navy blue. More about the values. baby blue. And we'll go with a warmer color here. Oh boy, big decision. All right, let's go with a little touch of this kind of light orange. And we'll go into our darker purple here. Suggestion of some darker clouds, and we'll kind of mix in with tree shapes. This warmer dark color in the foreground and within and amongst the trees. Alright, so we can get going here. Does this read? That's not bad. We'll get a little bit of like a drab green going. Here and there. Get some random textures into the trees and brush here using a crumpled up paper towel, and I'll come over the top of that. Additional layers in a bit. Alright, some darker, warmer colors here in the foreground. Trying to think what would be like a good color for kind of a smoggy, atmospheric. I'll go with this green. There's maybe too much. I don't know. A little rose. Maybe there. A bit of a blue going. Cool off some of these buildings a little bit. And we'll get let's get dark blue going here. Oops, not too heavy. A little too heavy. Okay. Oops. I'm going to take the towel here. Just gotta lift some of this watercolor here. All right. Just keep going here. I'm gonna let's see. pretty good. Pretty close to what I at least had in mind. What I might do is wait for them to dry a little bit and then come through with some additional touches of charcoal to reinforce some of the dark value areas. What I might do here as well, maybe areas of the water where it's going to be obscured a little bit by shadow. Just cool it off a little bit and darken it just a little. And then we can come in and selectively lift some of that out. Oops. That's my stomach. Don't be alarmed. Okay, I might be able to do that now, even though it's still quite wet. I just need to be careful not to tear the paper. I'm going to use a little watercolor for this here. A little bit more of a dry brush with a darker value. this to go here. All right. Let's pull off the tape and see what we have. I'm gonna stop there with the watercolor. Might come back in as mentioned after these dry and add some suggestion of details and reinforce some of the darker value shapes and that sort of thing with charcoal. But for now, oops, I gotta be careful here because the paper is very wet. Should have two kind of tonalist style mixed media creations here using watercolor and charcoal. Now, tonalist movement I think would probably avoid a cityscape. Most of the artists from that movement. I know Burge Harrison was one of the exceptions to that. He did some paintings with evidence of progress, if you will, human cityscape type paintings, but for the most part, tonalists would focus on sunset, moonscapes, twilight sort of paintings. Not a lot of hard edges, so we'll use that term a little generously here. But here's what we have for today's Open Studio live stream. We have two little paintings, which are mostly done. We'll probably just look to add some tonal strength in the foreground and darken some of the bigger shapes in the foreground to build some depth and maybe suggestion of detail here and there. But for the most part, these are what we're getting here from today's session. I appreciate you checking out my channel. Make sure you check out the video content that we have. We have some educational content under the video tab. A lot of mini mint tin plein air painting adventures lately I've been posting out there, and actually working on an online course for that, kind of the basics of how you can do that sort of thing. And there's also some creativity and art related book reviews and how-to videos, so check those out. Appreciate you joining me here for the Open Studio live stream. Hopefully you enjoyed this, and if you did and you're not already subscribed, please do so. Maybe like this and share it with a friend you think might like it too. I'm not sure where this is going to go. It might get put into a drawer someplace. I might go ahead and finish this off and like it so much that I'll frame it. But for now, this is where it's at. Hope you enjoyed. Stay safe and be well, and hopefully, with any luck, we'll be back again sometime soon, maybe as early as tomorrow, but we'll see. Thanks again. Be well.